Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I want us to get to the next level of plotting graphs, and of course use the graphs plotted to answer the questions that follow. And we are told that draw the graphs of y is equals to 10 over x plus x minus 5 for the range of x to be 1 all the way to 6 by first creating a table of values. That is exactly what we're going to do. And within that, we have to have x. We have x. The next, we have 10 over x. That's another row. The next row, we have now the x itself because of this. And of course, we have the minus 5, which is a constant. We have the negative 5, which is a constant. And all these values are going to be considered independently. So this is 10, this is now x, and this is minus 5. And finally, we have a y. So when x is 1, because that is the least value of x, 10 over 1 is 10. Then x is representing itself here as 1 again, and this is a constant minus 5. And the value of y is the sum of all those rows. So 10 plus 1, that is 11, minus 5, 6. When x is 2, let us see what happens. 10 over 2 is 5. X represents itself here as 2. And this is a constant of minus 5. So you can see now 5 plus 2 is 7, minus 5 is 2. When x is a 3, when x is 3, 10 over 3 is 3 and a third. And this is 3 because x is a 3. Then we have a minus 5. And what is y? Y is the sum of these 3 rows. 3 and a third plus 3 is 6 and a third, minus 5 is 1 and a third. When x is 4, for that matter, 10 over 4 is 2.5, 2.5, which is 2.5. X is 4, and this is a constant. Whereas now the sum of this is 6.5 minus 5 is 1.5. When x is a 5, 10 over 5 is 2. This is a 5, and this is minus 5. And then x is, or rather y is 2. When x is a 6, finally, 10 over 6 is 1 and 2/3. Yes, 1 and 2/3. Then x is itself a 6, and there is a minus 5. The sum of the 3 rows, 7 and 2/3 minus 5, is 2 and 2/3. And that is the information that we need now to plot the graph. That is now the information we need to plot the graph. And the graph is going to be plotted just alongside here so that we can answer questions. After that, let us have this graph. Let us have this graph here. Let us have this graph here. That is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. You notice that we don't have the negative values of x, and therefore that is just enough. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the values of x. And the highest value of y is a 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are now the values of y. Of course, you know this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. Having said that, now let us now plot the graph. When x is 1, y is 6. When x is 1, y is 6. That is the point we need to highlight. This is the point we need now to highlight there. This is the point we need to highlight there. When x is 2, y is a 2. So 2, 2 here, just right there. When x is a 3, 1 and a third, 1 and a third, somewhere there, somewhere there. When x is a 4, we have 1 and a half. Very close to the previous one, which is 1 and a half there. And when x is 5, we have a 2. Y is a 2 again. When x is 6, we have 2 and 2/3. 2 and 2/3 just before you get to 3. So with a free hand now, draw the graph, draw the line, join all these points. There you go. That is the graph, of course, name it. Y is equals to 10 over x plus x minus 5. That is the graph. Now, if you look at part B, rather we are actually done with part A of the question. Part B is asking us, use the graph to estimate the smallest value of y, the smallest value of y, and the value of x where this occurs. The smallest value of y, what you need to do is you pick a ruler and you draw kind of a tangent to the graph touching the smallest value of y. Let us do that again. Pick a ruler, draw something that appears like a tangent, actually a tangent. Draw a tangent and highlight the value of y, which is the value of y is probably 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and this now becomes the corresponding value of x that gives that value of y. So this is the value of x and this is the value of y. Accurately, if you wanted to answer part B of the question, the smallest value of y is, let's say 1.2, 1.3, let's say 1.2 or 1.3. If you draw it accurately, it will actually be 1.3. And the value when x is equals to 3.2. It is occurring when x is 3.2. That is part C, part B of the question answered. Part C of the question, state the values of x for which y is equals to 2.5. State the values of x for which y is equals to 2.5. What we do here is just identify the line where y is 2.5. That is it. And we draw that line. And we can even name it and call it y is equals to 2.5. Our duty and responsibility is to find out what value of x gives the value of y as 2.5. So here we drop with a line there, and we can find that is around 1.6, and we can drop with this other one here, and eventually we can also see that is 5 point something. So when y is 2.5, this is 2.5, you can see x when y is equals to 2.5, x is equals to let's say 1.5, 1.6, and the other value of y when the other value of x when y is 2.5 is 5.8, as you can see. And that is the answer to that question. Let us meet in the next video. Thank you.